Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're playing Vampyr, an interesting game where you play the role of a doctor who returned back to England after being in the World War. And he finds himself transformed into a vampire. So he has to make a number of ethical choices. Let's switch to the game. Okay, so the game goes straight in the story, so let's select a new save slot. Let's decrease the audio a little bit. I think it might be a little too loud. Subtitles are on. Yep. Everything else is fine. Yep. Story mode. Play Vampyr with low challenge. This will cut an important part of the experience, but will allow you to enjoy the story and explore with little danger. Combat is very easy. There is no reward for finishing this mode without killing any citizens. Normal mode. Play the original Vampyr experience. Character progression is faster if you kill citizens. Combat difficulty is linked to the number of citizens you kill. Yeah, we're gonna go with new. I mean with normal.
12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment, a righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss. Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
Okay. We don't look so well. She seems to know the main character.
My sweet brother.
Oh, it's his sister.
Mary! Oh, no. Mary! Hold on. Please, hold on. Oh, God. Oh, no. Mary. No. This horror. It's a nightmare. No! Please, a moment, let me explain! These patrols are after me.
It's an H! Kill it!
No! No! Don't shoot!
That's an interesting start.
This is a nightmare.
Doesn't look like
I
one.
need to get out of here. This can't be happening.
There's one of those vermin.
No, please, stop. I mean you no harm. What's going on?
Hello, Amanda.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? What's all this about?
Shit, where'd it go? Where is it? Where'd it go?
May climb. Oh, hello.
Has it fled?
Now, I can defend myself.
Okay.
Tricky bastard. Come back, you! Kill that thing!
Who are you? Stay back! Sorry, but you left me no choice.
Well, they started shooting.
Who are you? Stupid beast!
Burn it!
Sorry.
Look lively! It's on to us!
No, please, stop! Who are you?
There's one of them!
Apparently, I got bullets.
I mean you no harm. I need help.
Die, you fucking leech!
Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's sake?
That'll do the rest of the job.
Just leave me. The sun. It feels like it's burning me to the bone.
Okay, so it's following a lot of all Vampire the Masquerade rules. Aggravated damage from the sun, which you cannot heal until later on. Okay.
I need to find somewhere to hide.
Right now!
Let me go! I
Sorry.
need to find shelter.
Working on it. Keep out. Perfect.
Is anybody there? What is this place? The place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here.
Yes, the scorching sun. A vampire's worst enemy. Fire and sun. What's this? Legends do not fear the sun or fire, and they do not burst into flames or ashes when they are caught under a rays of daylight. But it hurts them good, really good. I have personally chained a vampire to a tree to see what would happen when the sun rises. Its skin blackened in a few minutes, and if it was burning from the inside, as if it was burning from the inside. Its eyes and flesh melted, and I saw its unholy bones move and squeal as the beast tried to escape all day long. In the end, only a desiccated corpse remained, which started to slowly regenerate when the sun disappeared behind the horizon. I cut its head off to finally destroy it, and when I tried the same test with fire, the bloody lids never came back from the ashes. Fire is our weapon of choice, brothers. To burn the beast is the best way to kill it for good. From known your enemies. Okay. Oh. So there is a bunch of collectibles that have to do with the lore as well. Okay. Inventory. Got the used machete. No blood, life, stamina. Okay. Ceilings. Of course, we're in London.
Brother, what have you done?
Mary! Mary! Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
Bottle of alcohol. Handy. Ah, hello.
Wait. This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve.
That's impossible.
What is? Unless that's specifically your watch, then that would be a bit too much of a coincidence. A vampire with a reflection? Interesting.
12 dreams for the Red Queen that sleeps under crown of stone, that she might linger longer, her eyes as white as wool.
Who goes there?
A prayer for the sound of my warring song. A child born from darkness must take scent of his heart.
Who's there? Are you referring to me? No! No! I still have so much to accomplish. I still have so much left that needs doing.
Well, a good thing that now you have unlimited time.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
No! There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
Done. He'll live.
And now what?
We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing. No, it never got easy.
Doesn't that go against his Hippocratic vow that when someone is in need, a doctor needs to heal them? What if the doctor inflicts the damage to him? How does that work? Bloody Diary. 15th of October. Bad sleep. Becky coughed all night and the fever made her delirious. I heard a loud noise in the morning. It's a big machine some men brought by the banks to dig a big hole in the ground. It was some sort of mechanical shovel. Maybe I could go there and ask for some work. Becky needs medicine. 16th of October. I talked to the men with a mechanical shovel. They told me that they are digging mass graves all around London. Safety measures apparently. Is there a new epidemic? Is the flu coming back? They had no work for me. Becky slept a little last night. The foundry has been closed and there are no more jobs nearby. 19th of October. I went to London to find some groceries and drugs. No trains. It took me the whole day to cross the Thames and come back. Becky seemed better. I made a soup she ate. I found no drugs, only a few syringes, and some sleeping pills on the black market. We have no money left. Maybe I could go to the Pembroke Hospital tomorrow. But it's so far, and I fear leaving my wife for so long. I know, right? 21st of October. The man with the mechanical shovel has stopped digging the mass graves. I heard shouts last night, as if they were attacked. Now there are only a few boats throwing bodies day and night into the giant hole. The smell is terrible. I should have left this house a week ago, but Becky. She refuses to leave. She'd rather die, she said with a nasty smile. Why is she torturing me so? 22nd of October. Becky just attacked me. She jumped on me from the stairs and tried to bite me. I had to smack her, but she smacked me back. I went upstairs and locked myself in the bedroom. Now I can hear her crying and mumbling downstairs. I retrieved the gun I hid in the ceiling since the war to protect the house. Now I'm ready to use it to protect myself from my own wife. 23rd of October. I could not sleep at all. Becky spent the whole night scratching at the door, asking for my help, begging me to let her in, but I was too afraid to open it. I'm just waiting for her to die now. It would not be long. I prayed God it will end soon. 24th of October. I was so hungry. I tried to go downstairs this morning. Becky was sitting in the armchair by the chimney. She was panting like a dog, looking at me without moving, just following me around the room with her eyes. I pointed the gun at her sore face, but she did not react. I could not pull the trigger. I went back to my room. 25th. The house is silent, like a tomb. No more noises. Becky is dead now. Forgive me, my love. What? I was unable to save you. I'll be with you soon enough. So that's what happened here. So did someone bite her? And she was starting to turn?
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it. So be it. Rational thinking only.
Very interesting intro. Definitely not a nightmare.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is. As mad as the moon. Who changes blinding sunlight into a glowing reflection.
Evolution. Hideout beds allow you to evolve and rest. Spend experience points to level up and improve your vampiric skills. Autophagy. Begin by selecting the available skill Autophagy. You drain your own blood to heal normal and aggravated damage instantly. That's the only thing I have, so I'm gonna learn it. Oh, there are tiers to it, okay. 600, 1300, is that experience? Okay, so you use experience to learn things. And then if I want to rank it up, I need to use more. Okay, makes sense. I can get an aggressive skill. Where are they? Ah. Claws, Blood Spear, Shadow Mist. A close range strike that will cut through all living creatures in front of you. Close range. You throw a spear made of blood, which can pass through enemies in front of you. So this deals regular damage, this deals blood, and this deals shadow. Place a cloud of shadows at the target's feet or yours. The cloud will explode after a short time, causing heavy damage. 2 meters of range. No, I'll go with classic claws. They're usually a good start. Now confirm to save your choices. Yes.
That voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me. what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Monster of the vampiric variety. So do we know what date it is? So this thing was in October, where... Oh no, they found me. Great. Hello? Where did you go?
Where is it? It's closed.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Yes, same as the other spawn that was in here. Okay.
Here's the leech. Here! Come back, you!
That's convenient.
My head's spinning. Oi! Come out, you coward!
I cannot enter.
Fucking beast!
I'm not a coward. I'm protecting you. And by protecting you, I protect myself. Oh, hello, another dead person. Used steak. Why for that? Okay. And a key.
I'm still in Southwark.
Wait.
I must reach the West End. Go back home. It's locked, all right.
Okay, so the key works for the door down there, but not up here. Press Y to use your stake and inflict stun damage. A stun enemy can be beaten.
Die, vermin!
There's a strength I never knew I had.
Right button. Okay.
There's one of them! Watch yourself!
This shouldn't be possible.
Fuck his fast!
Every sinew, every fiber of my being is afire. I feel like a child learning the limits of my body.
Give me your blood. Okay, so I need to break that white bar. Makes sense.
Leeches.
My strength, my reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
No, you're not. So right button would heal me, right? No, left one will heal me. Right is just the attack with the claws. Okay. Aluminium powder. Are we going to craft? District is stable. Okay. quarantine, contagious disease. One shall enter or leave quarantine areas without written of the local health authority. An authorized employee of the shall alter, destroy, or remove this card. Violating this regulation will be fined. Your king and country needs you. Join the British ranks and help the brave lads at the front. Okay. That looks like the British version of Uncle Sam. Join the ranks. Your king and the country need you. Join the EE and help.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us. It's locked.
So red is locked. Okay, that looks like the right way. What's here? Just money?
It's locked, all right. The dizziness from the jump. I can now control it. I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
It's not very easy to see the things that you can pick up.
I have this thirst for blood. What will London have to say to me?
Probably die beast.
It's locked. I've so many questions unanswered. Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum?
That's a lot of blood.
The man has been drained of all blood, but I can still smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant.
Oh, I have vampiric senses.
Fresh blood. The smell is so strong.
So it's a toggle thing. Does it cost anything? No. Can I see collectibles? Or just blood? No, just blood. Okay. Aluminium shard and grease. I'll break that. Will it send me on a loop? That's a whole town. That is the right way, that up there is the wrong way. Okay.
This is a slaughterhouse. It's locked.
No lock picking. Oh, yay. Is that his refrigerator?
Something dire must have come about. I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
Is there a map? Yes. So that's the hideout. So I need to go there to find that dude. But it doesn't seem to know down which doors are locked.
There is no one in sight.
Caulfield Farm and Dairy. I see blood. Blood quality. Okay. So there are pillars and there are other people. Health status. Stable, sanitized, critical. And then it continued this way. War munitions volunteers. Britons working together, skilled workers in engineering and kindred trades, enroll today as the War Munition Volunteers. Support the men at the front with a plentiful supply of munitions. You will not suffer in wages. Get into the factory line and feed the firing line. Would you like to know more? Your army needs you. Join at once today. Would you like to know more? Ask at your nearest recruiting office. Ooh, so I can teleport there. Nothing on these boats. What's over there? Another area altogether. Okay, I'm gonna search that later.
I cannot enter.
To let. Okay.
I will return later.
If the house is empty, why is that stopping you from going in there? Turquoise turtle.
At last, a little life.
Well, you could have changed your shirt before going into a store.
It's locked. Whoever he may be, the killer recently entered this bar. Maybe some of the locals saw him.
Pub drinks. Jack and Blue, Jack and Red, Jack and Tan, Jack House. Bottle domestics, okay. Oh, you guys need help.
I didn't deserve this.
Let me help you.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
Long night, why?
Where am I? Where is this place?
You're at my bar, sir, the Turquoise Turtle. The last ray of light in this dangerous part of town.
Aren't you scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
There.
So you're open all night?
Yep. Figured people might need a place to rest in these dark times.
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found. And those poor sods didn't die of flu.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business, you hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
But of course.
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
A sewer dog?
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Enjoy your makeout session with your bottle.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
Wet boot boys? Okay, that's like the name of a
Hello,
really bad
sir.
gang.
Are you alright? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, and now all these terrible murders.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog? What's that?
No one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah, killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar, a turquoise turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
Are you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
You don't seem to have much business. Where is everybody?
Well, most people are sleeping right now. And those that are awake tend to avoid going out. What with the murders and all.
Makes sense.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
Yeah. She doesn't want to talk to me. Not at all.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess. No?
Are they stupid or something?
Not long ago.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area,
They do not pursue me.
but they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
How?
Slowly, vampire. Who are you? I mean you no harm, saith the vampire. Present yourself. I need a word. With anyone.
Well, that's something I can do for you.
And who might you be?
Of course he doesn't know who he is. Of course he does.
Tell me, who are you?
First, tell me what you want. Then I may tell you.
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
I've been hunted down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here, too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docs have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
Mm-hmm. Or are you talking to another vampire?
And what exactly is this brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
Very enlightening. I don't know his social circle, and there are 3 hints about him. He's healthy. Okay. Oh, so he's a pillar. Wait. Oh, so they have a number of different afflictions, and their affliction affects their blood quality? Okay, that's interesting. So he is the pillar of some other district. So we don't eat him. Got it.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We are both chasing the same shadow.
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
Tell him. Answers to begin with.
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
Sabrina is losing her mind, okay?
I'm certain we shall meet again.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Let me just take your money from your room. You know, you won't miss those 5 shillings, will you?
It's a good thing you cannot.
Are they stupid or something?
It's locked, all right. If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
Out of this bullshit mess. No?
I hope I live long enough to see.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Pin required.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts. Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
And you're still ugly as sin.
Okay.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
I'll get a nice bottle and talk to you again.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight, and I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk, as usual. My God, his eyes, his face. He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin, his hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
Vampirism is contagious, so... Good night, Amanda. Sleep well.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
New hint available for Tom Watts. You have discovered a hint. It reveals a secret about a citizen or someone related to them. Okay. As a vampire, you need human blood to evolve. The blood quality bar indicates the XP you will earn if you feed on the citizen. Unlock hints, increase the amount of XP. Okay.
You again. What can I do for you?
As a vampire, you can force a citizen to reveal information thanks to a hint you have discovered. Blue prompt. Okay.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Who is he?
William? Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah. Like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. Can barely stand up most of the time.
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
He wanted to talk to you outside.
If he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
Sure. Oh, a diary page, okay. How do I read it? Or I cannot read it until I actually have the whole thing. I don't have any ammunition, bottle of alcohol and watch. Okay. For looking away when they mock my color, I hate myself. For crying like a girl when they insult me, I hate myself. For swearing like a boy when they're gone, I hate myself. For hating my parents, I hate myself. For smiling when customers call me Sabrina, I hate myself. For never finding the courage to tell Tom how I truly feel, I hate myself. Oh, okay. In for the lady.
Damn it. I
Are you
think
stupid
drink
or
no
something?
longer stirs me.
I've never even been to India. Please, leave me alone.
Oh, now that I found a hint. I'll be back. Safe house? Hideout. You just found a new hideout where you can use your XP. Okay, and craft things on the workbench. What can I craft? On a workbench you can craft medical treatments, serums, and weapon upgrades. Glass volume, curing, ferrous tartar, sodium hypochlorite solution. Anemia and sepsis. Spring and screws and grease. Vial. Okay, so I take the bottle of alcohol. I don't want to break the watch. Well, I guess it's a recyclable, so that's what it's there for, right? Enhanced damage. How do I upgrade? So you need common handle parts and lead plates. For a steak, I need steak, tiny common handle, lead stick. Okay. Hello.
According to the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So that must be the killer's trail. Where has everyone gone?
Hiding.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city.
In the Royal Fleet today. Would you like to know more? Ask your nearest recruiting officer. Screw and grease, I'll take that. Now for the boat. Oh, there you are.
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. What's this? Some sort of note.
30th of October, from column to dock patrols. Multiple deaths in the dock region. We believe a nasty leech is involved. Locate the beast, purge it, and quickly. Warning. According to recent reports, the vampire is very violent. Approach with extreme caution. I know we lack men in this part of town, but don't send Rickers to investigate the case. If I'm correct, we got a frenzy one killing each night. As always, search abandoned places first, like old houses, basements, sewers, or warehouses. Destroy the Leech brothers. Pre-win orders.
These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
So that William guy is the one who is killing things, or at least portrayed as being the one. Ah, he's having a bit of a snack.
It's locked.
Silently behind an enemy. Okay. Oh.
I cannot enter.
This is not the place for you, sir.
Meanwhile, the guy down there is eating something.
Stay away!
I am away, I'm away.
Over there!
Ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
You ever know McCullum to be wrong about anything?
Right. No time I can remember. But I've only been part of the guard 3 weeks to the day.
All the more reason to shut it.
Best stay back, sir.
Give me your blood. That's good. Oh, and shotgun cells. Nice. Spot enemies and display their enemy cards, okay? Four types of resistances: melee, range, blood, and shadow. Medium is medium resistance, sorry, orange is medium resistance and red is high resistance, okay? Those guys weak to blood.
Crush the leech!
There's one of them vermin!
In there, I'm guessing.
Over there!
Rats are located near hideout, okay?
This is despicable.
Yes, but when you're hungry, you gotta eat something. You need those calories.
That's this nest of them cleaned out. See them fancy clothes? This one's on top. He's dead. That's it! It's a killer!
It'll take a bit to get used to these powers. Lupara, okay. Okay, so that's the whole loop. New practices, new tactics. I know that some of our companions consider that the best advantage we have in our fight against the Liches is that they don't go out during the day, thus we can hunt them down when they hide, powerless in their sleep. This is a rookie mistake. First, because vampires are clever, and they have countless rouses and tricks to avoid being spotted in their den. Second, because they deploy many deadly traps to kill any intruders in what they consider their most precious sanctuary. It would cost us too much men and too much time to explore and eradicate vampires in their hideouts. The best tactic is to follow and destroy them when they're really vulnerable, when they hunt at night. It's much easier to attack them then, for they can easily be spotted. That's why the Guard of Priwen must evolve and deploy new tactics to hunt liches. Small and mobile patrols, tactics based on technological advantages, modern communication. We can learn many things from the war in France. New strategy, new equipment, and new weaponry. Grenades, white phosphorus, ultraviolet lights, bulletproof vests, and flamethrowers. It is time for the Guard to embrace the 20th century. From A New War by Geoffrey McCallum, Prowling Leader. Okay.
I have this thirst for blood.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you do.
It's locked. It's locked, all right. Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
I'll not betray your trust. Brave with me, William. As one, we shall overcome this. We've done it before.
No. I had a drink outside tonight already.
Provided weapons.
Quench my thirst. I must have more.
Oh, dear God. Not again. William, please stop.
Just the secret I promise. Dearest friend, you're my last and dearest friend.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
I can't feel it. Will, please let go of me.
You,
God, William, I can't stand it anymore.
you don't want to eat your friends?
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
The Lord is your shepherd. Mm-hmm, sure.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by skull?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me. This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Hospital?
It's locked. I cannot enter.
Can I go up there? Doesn't look like it. Okay.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed. A surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That is funny.
That word, again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
That's quite the outfit. Take me to hospital, okay?
It's locked, all right.
So the district is healthy because it's a hospital. Well, makes sense.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Now, it's my turn!
Why are you stabbing him?
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seeds of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
100 XP. But it will make a nice meal if I find out the hints.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
The blood quality indicates how much XP you will gain from particular citizen. The higher the blood, the more XP you get. Yep. To drink the blood of your prey, you first need to mesmerize them and lead them out of sight from others. Your mesmerized level must be equal or higher than the citizen's resistance. Press LB to mesmerize.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Press A to embrace, or B to release him. Embrace will provide a massive XP boost, but be aware there will be consequences. Well, I don't want to eat him yet. I want to eat him definitely, but not yet.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Now we will eat him later.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Can I talk to this dude?
Whoa, I feel giddy. What? What happened?
Why are you on the left side? Are you important?
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them? Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Everyone is hiding things.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Okay.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
No news. White nurse, there's things to be collected.
Come on, I don't have all night.
Hold on, girl, hold on. Influenza, frequently complicated with pneumonia. To prevent any case of Spanish flu, stay at home.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Oi, don't hit me. Bad. Okay. Where did I respawn? Ah, pretty close. Okay. So I need to be very careful of my stamina. Oh, hello. Yeah, it will be very hard to kill, but doable. Go away. Oh wait, I have a gun, but I'm not using. This deal more damage, but it's too slow. They are tough. They are quite tough. I didn't see, does this give me experience? Photography in a wallet. Photography of a smiling and loving couple with a few words written on the back. Milton and Pipa forever. Local investigations. A new citizen investigation is available. Citizen investigations are displayed here, categorized by district. You can start a new citizen quest by tracking it with X, then access to your map to locate the area to explore. Bring back the wallet to its owner. Okay. Oh, shotgun cells, nice. Quarantine influenza. Same as before. This looks like the hospital.
I cannot enter.
Okay, back to the front, and now I can talk to the nurse.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the 2nd floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Thank you.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
2nd floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Is the other nurse still here? No.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Five. Oh, she's a tough cookie.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
And I thought last summer's epidemic was difficult.
Hey, bro, I got your
Good
wallet.
evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
You're the guy.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing in. I escaped from the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin color that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples, just like you, come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm fine, Doc. Physically, at least. But I would give everything to be in a better place right now.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm fine, Doc. Physically, at least. But I would give everything to be in a better place right now.
So I cannot inspect.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Ah, so you sell... Ooh, Milton's shotgun. So he sells parts as well. Interesting. So junk is things that you can sell. Okay. Harvey. Who is Harvey? Interesting portrait.
And I thought last summer's epidemic was difficult.
You don't look like a son. No, you're not. That's better. Bottles. Why do you have to go there?
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
It's safer here than anywhere.
Oh, hell. No, you're not.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
He's hardcore.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
So far you agree on two things.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
He's a grumpy one. I spoke with you, Dorothy.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
I'm all right. Considering the state of this place, I should consider myself lucky, I guess.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Well, in a way, they're the same.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Oh, sweet girl. Still treats me like a book. How could we be sure I never could keep anything from her?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
He's fatigued.
I will see you later.
Okay, so he needs something for
I have
fatigue.
to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Okay, we spoke with these guys. Where's that other nerd? Oh, hello. Just Mortimer, Harvey, Aykroyd. Have I seen the other doctor? No, not yet. Dear love, I finally found the missing money for the fee asked by the ambulance driver to bring you to the hospital. Don't worry about nothing now, expect getting better. For I took care of everything. I asked some of our neighbors and they told me that this Mr. Hooks is something of an honest crook. He may ask for extra money in charge for a bed, but the bed is guaranteed. I'm sorry I refused to pay first, and I realize now that the important thing is that you get better. The Pembroke Hospital is a good place, I heard, despite the bad behavior of these Milton hoops. I promise you that everything is okay now. I'll see you in your clean bed as soon as possible. With fondest love, Nikolai. Milton. You don't play nice, buddy.
I'm sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must be very I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife.
It's locked, all right. It's locked. It's locked.
Okay. Who are you?
Tomorrow, more body.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead. A colleague? Are you a doctor too? Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
Very good.
How did you get this job? After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
So Milton is your guy.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Couldn't get any more relieved.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
So you're the guy.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
A bartering system.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality?
as a concept. I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Ooh, ouch.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
You're interesting. You're a pretty interesting fella.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Enigmatic formula. Sure, I'll buy that. Codeine and opium. So he sells medical stuff.
Tomorrow, more bodies will arrive and then sadly depart. I'm managing a train terminal, not a morgue.
The pain. It's there again.
Where are you?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Of course you are.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only drug I need.
You're quite weak. For mesmerizing.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Interesting.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say?
That's a thing.
Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Hello, Sebastian.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want.
Thanks for dropping by.
A spirit,
Hope
fog,
work is
or
not too
bat.
bad today.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Garden near the morgue. Point taken.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here.
I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal, but do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Okay. Anything you say.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Of course.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Nice. Now, Milton, where are you? We need to have words.
Surely I can endure.
I doubt you will be in the hospital. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Mr. Elwood.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much.
I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Ah, the priest.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here, this Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
The Wet Boot Boys. I cannot get over that name.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Oh, hold on. The guy that I want to eat and I didn't kill earlier is their leader. Oh, that's fun.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Interesting.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest, and then I can go back to the people who need me.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
It's interesting that every single one of them gives you a little tidbit and connection with another person. And you slowly try to connect the dots on your own.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Yes, you do.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Yes, you are.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only drug I need.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
So I have a hint for one of the doctors, but I am missing a doctor.
Blaming me will not further your
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
No, okay.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Who are you?
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Of course you are. Everyone is.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am here to assist you, not to be a burden.
Okay.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
So he's a fanboy.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Well, knowledge is power.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
They are all very nuanced, but in a very interesting way.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick, unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself, but I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
So there is only one thing left. Figure out what's going on with this guy. Will you talk to me now?
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
I don't care. Okay. Ah, there it is.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
If you are going to lead this surgery, I'm trusting you to assume the consequences of your actions, whatever the result.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reed. There is no need for you to be looking over my shoulder.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Is that really the case? Now, where is that other nurse? I'm missing one nurse. There she is.
I have one.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
We have two. Oh, she has a lot of points.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
That's usually the case with epidemics.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Oh, he was quite chatty earlier when it was about business.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes, Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins, but are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke, but we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Milton cheats patients out of their money at this hospital, Pippa. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick and poor?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
So you try to get money to get out of it.
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead, or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
In your position, I would suggest a more elaborate defense. Cynicism will not save you.
This isn't cynicism, it's realism. You still need me, Dr. Reed, and you know it.
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
So you are the one who is causing the problems. Milton is just your tool. Okay.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Now, where is Milton? Hey, buddy.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
That's what we do.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
Is it really the case?
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
So mesmerized level is low. I have all the hints for you.
Goodbye, Milton.
How do I check it again? So Milton is... Oh, so they are based on their relationship. Okay, I see. So I have all the hints for him. He is fatigued, which we can fix. I have 2 hints for her only. This is a pillar on another thing. Wait, so this is the hospital, this is the docks. Who's this guy? Sinhampton. That's another district, and that's another district. That is almost sanitized. I wonder what happens if an area gets sanitized. More bottles. Nothing here. Also, I got a small mission, didn't I? So both of them are related to this? Okay, let's do this.
Not now.
Okay, too busy playing golf? Did I see a signy? Oh, that's his sign, okay. Oh, a hacksaw. Perfect. Bottles and tip gin. T. Elwood's medical file. Patient Thomas Elwood, male, age 28, followed by Dr. Tippers. Status convalescence. Date of admission September 16. Date of release to be determined. The patient's face has been heavily burned and disfigured by a bomb during the war. Even with the use of the strongest sedatives, he affirms to regularly endure severe pain from the wounds, as if the flames are still burning under the skin, he says. Examination of cicatrized tissue show no trace of inflammation, infection, or swelling. Scars are clean. Could be the case of persisting nerve damage. The patient never ceases to blame himself for his disfiguration. Could be the case of guilt of the survivor. Thunder pain manifesting as a punishment for not dying with his comrades. Possible. So I have a new hint for this guy. So the three of them have the same office?
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes.
Oh, that's my office.
Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own.
Yes, you have a kingdom.
At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Well, you're kind of a vampire, so... And it talks about the abilities of vampires, okay?
The flower's dying. It needs water.
And what is water in here? Dear Jonathan, I asked Nurse Crane to secure an office for you on the second floor. Please forgive the austere decoration. Wood Pembroke Hospital is not exactly the Ritz. Sorry to let you discover your office alone, but I need to sleep a little before going back to work. I'm just a mere mortal after all. I also gave order to let you rest, and for the staff to never enter your room. You will be able to sleep all day without being disturbed, and work at night without raising any suspicion. I'm afraid the place is quite messy, but you'll be able to conduct your experiments here at your own pace. You will also notice there is an open window with a scaffolding that will allow you to enter or exit the hospital without being noticed. I imagine how awfully new and disturbing this must all be for you. Believe me, I have studied enough of your species to understand what you must now be facing and feeling. Be assured, I'll do whatever I can to help you in this ordeal. Know that you're not completely alone facing it. I'm glad I met you. These dark times we are all presently facing. I hope our future collaboration will yield great results. Welcome to Pembroke, my esteemed colleague. We shall talk soon. Sincerely, Edgar Griffith Swansea. Yes, I left a copy of some of my notes concerning what I have discovered about Econ in the last few years. Feel free to read about it if you need some guidance, as long as you don't use this knowledge to take advantage of me. I mean, his approach is kind of fair. What's up here? Nothing? And what about this side? Nothing as well, okay?
wonder why the Goswicks came here in the first place.
Do you have all the things
Good
you
evening,
need?
Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Now there are 2 more hints for her, okay?
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Why is there a book on the floor? Do not litter the hospital.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
Reconstructive surgery has been very successful for some soldiers.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life. I'd rather stay here and just be forgotten.
Oh, I lost the hint completely.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
Why do you feel
try again.
responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured, but any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
Reconstructive surgery has been very successful.
No, he doesn't want it.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life. I'd rather stay here and just be forgotten.
Hello, Tanzi. Welcome.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain. It's there again.
Okay, so I checked everyone. I need to make a medicine for the other guy who doesn't want to talk to me. Let's see if I have enough materials to do that. First I need to analyze components. So what is this? Treatment for cold, bronchitis and pneumonia. Okay. A serum. Light regeneration serum. 300 health instantly, then a small regeneration over time. That's cool. So break this, break this.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
You do. So for fatigue I need quinine and sodium hypochlorite. Where am I gonna find those? Pharmacy probably. So what do I upgrade? I have 1,700 points. The heal is fine. Stamina and health, they're both good. They're quite cheap. Ah, so when I bite someone I get a little bit of a heal thing. Yes, that's a good ability. And I have 800. Can I get the next one here? No, this needs 2000. Spring, surveil. Coagulation. $30. So it absorbs 1 hit for 5 seconds. And it doesn't cost anything? Sure. That seems like a nice ability. The following night.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Well, that is kind of a problematic one.
Hurry now, Doctor. It's freezing here.
Oh, did the place go up? No, it is still healthy. It went down by 1% actually.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Things don't regenerate overnight.
It's locked, all right.
Okay. So that is locked. What is that head? Is that my objective? My other objective? Poplar Fabug. Okay. Quarantine area.
Mine! I'll take it.
Why are you guys attacking me?
I'll take his head!
Ooh. So, can I equip? Hold on. Don't be rude, guys. So, right trigger is the barrier. Okay. Heal. Why is there a whole gang of them there? So should I go through this side? Nope, cannot go in there. Sorry, rat. Okay, so this way, danger. This way is when I tried to hide and they were all over the place.
There's safer places to feed than here. Step away, sir.
Okay, I'm stepping away. Okay, so that's probably for the infirmary. Yeah, okay. So that's the epidemic hideout and the two merchants. Where is the other objective? Will this show me? Yes. Okay. Grease and screws. So this is still a sort of healthy district, right? Sort of. Lead rod and lead plate.
Over there! There's one. There's one of them!
He's too fucking far!
Not really. Good. So they thought she was a vampire and they were chasing her. 25th of October, from Guard of Perwin Command. To East End Patrols. Object: Vampire activity. Hospital survey investigate. 3 days ago, one of our new recruits heard a rumor about the presence of a female vampire hiding in the Pembroke Hospital, London East End. All we have is her first name, Thelma. Your mission is to strictly go there and observe any suspicious activity concerning said leech. Then report directly back to us and we will decide what action to be taken. Okay, so I think that's the last hint for her. Okay, that's good progress. Now I'm going on Whitechapel. Doesn't sound good. Level 18. You hit hard. I can probably kill you, but you're gonna take a while. Ooh. No thanks. You're dangerous. You're very dangerous. Can you guys spot and kill that one that is blocking me from this side? Yeah, they're quite strong. Okay. No. Okay. I can probably take those two, but I don't think it's worth it. Now, can I... Oh. Ah. That's a thing. I don't need to fight them, I can just teleport around them. Abandoned investment property. Cool. We're gonna get money from real estate. No, actually, I need help. Come here. Citizen to save. Careful, the endangered citizen may not survive the next night. Go check on him.
I cannot enter.
Can I? So I don't have any serums to use. I can use a revolver. Do you do any damage to them? Ah, you do some damage. Mostly stun damage. Yeah, one I can probably deal with. Probably. No! So close. Suffering is part of the immortal condition. The pain will never stop. Okay. So, you have 6 bullets now, so now you have bullets. Yeah, it's meant to do damage, just a little bit. So the resistance to bullets, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. I need to do it the other way as before. Slowly deal with one. Actually, I can use the gun instead of the stake. And I need a better weapon, for sure. Can I find one is the question. Or I can skip them and go down, but that will probably be a bad idea.
Strangers are attacking me!
No, leave me alone, guys.
Get away from me! Don't touch me with your disgusting hands!
Okay, so there's just one of them. That I can work with.
Help! Strangers are attacking me!
Oh, he's a top one.
Get away from me! Don't touch me with your disgusting hands!
Easy, bro.
What happened? Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
Oh, a fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment, I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent, but those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking savages, every one of them. And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in Whitechapel. If you're quick and cautious, you'll be able to avoid the savages.
You rescue the citizen, he will return to his district in the following night. Okay. He has a call. I cannot fix that at the moment. What is your district? Oh, you belong in Whitechapel. Oh, so wait, she's a pillar in Whitechapel? Hmm. I can hit you. I probably shouldn't.
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Okay. Well, apparently Whitechapel has some good stuff. Doors unlocked. I don't want to fight those guys up there. They angry. Yeah, I'll quickly see if I can get to that outpost, which probably I won't be able to do much about, but... Find the local command post, so it's pretty close here. Are you watching me? Yes, you are. All of you are watching me. Okay.
Get them weapons ready! We found one!
No, no, no. Now it's your imagination, you never found me. Well, I guess I can talk with Thelma since I'm here.
Disgust on every street corner. Daily route.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Of course you do.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Well, we did a bit of progress. We finished the first chapter, we go to the second one. About the use of garlic and... I mean, I need to have a quick look at that. Is it just an instructional thing? Or is it? Huh? No. Apparently I picked up a note that I cannot read.
On every
I wish I
street
could be
corner.
sick again. Feel my blood boil
Daily
with fever.
routine.
Never could keep anything from her.
It's locked, all right.
No, it's not.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor.
Can I tell her to
How
go
is
away?
my son doing?
No.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Not you, go away.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Calm the children, Helen. Will it? As for
Good
me-
evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
So there are 3 more hints missing for this guy.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
I will not let you down, Michael.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
No, I don't want to talk to you.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I want to talk to the nice doctor. This guy.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Not this guy.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Did they switch places? Oh, hello. Who are you? Oh, I just cannot go in there.
I wish I could be sick again.
Why Arrakis has so many points?
It's locked.
A letter for her.
It's locked, all right. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
But you're doing something important here. For all the patients who need your help.
We save lives, sure. Each time we send a cured patient home, it's a relief beyond words. But since the epidemic, I feel so powerless.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Okay, that's enough for tonight. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll catch you all on the next episode. Bye bye.